Susan had a dream. In the dream, Susan saw that she was preparing to give a public speech at her school. Now, Susan was very confident when she was young, but growing up, she became more and more shy and she never understood why. Now, in the dream, she saw that she was getting ready for her presentation. So she left the house all prepared and she drove all the way to her school. When she arrived at the school, it was now time for everybody to get up and go in front of the class to give the presentation. So one by one they all went in front of the class and gave the speech. Now, when it was Susan's turn, all of a sudden she became very nervous. Her whole body was shivering. She was just very frightened, and worst of all, she had a crush on a certain guy who was sitting in the front row. So she was trembling and she decided to go and speak to the teacher and ask if it was possible to postpone her speech so that she could have more time to prepare. As she was speaking to the teacher said, "No, unfortunately, Susan, we have to deal with everybody's presentations today. Today is the last day for presentations, so we cannot afford for any postponements." When Susan heard this, she was troubled because she was really nervous. Then she called one of her friends and said, "Is it possible that you go and speak to James and tell James to go and sit at the back?" Now, James was the man that Susan had a crush on. So her friend also said, "No, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to do that." So now Susan was very nervous, and she had no choice but to go in front of the class and to speak. So step by step she walked towards the front of the class, and she was starting to get extremely nervous. Then all of a sudden, as she opened her mouth, everybody started laughing. She didn't understand why everyone was laughing, but when she looked at her body, she realized that she was naked. She had no clothes on. Can anyone interpret Susan's dream for her? Please leave your interpretations down in the comment section below.